Hi, this is Kerry Artek with Wicked Stocks, bringing you market analysis in ExxonMobil Corporation, symbol XOM. This was recorded on Monday, March 7th, 2022. These are the basic fundamentals provided courtesy of Yahoo Finance. Let you take a look at those. You can always actually come back to that in the video if you're interested in that. This is really just sort of timely, of course, with what's happening in the West Texas Intermediate or the global crude oil market. This is a monthly chart of presently reflecting the April West Texas Intermediate crude oil futures. And as of Monday, we did close just above that 114.89. That had been a target actually above 92.03. And now, assuming we close the week above 114.89 by a 1% margin, that's 116.03 or higher on Friday, this coming Friday, and a lot can happen between now and then. We've already put out a 130.50 high in the wee hours of Monday morning electronic trade, and we've backed off $12 roughly a barrel, and we're hovering just above that 114.89 mark. But assuming we continue holding 114.89, the mid to upper 140s are anticipated over the next, this is a monthly chart, and normally I would say 3 to 5 months, 3 to 5 days, maybe. The big question right now hovering over the global crude oil market is whether we are actually going to officially sanction Russian oil. It's already sort of de factoed with regard to shipping and international companies that are involved in that business. But in terms of an official sanctioning, prohibiting the importing of Russian oil, that would shut them down in a big way. And it would also shut a lot of the spigots down with regard to crude oil production. And, there's talk that we could easily hit 200 a barrel in the underlying, in the crude oil market. And in fact, this chart shows nothing to sort of lean on if we get above 147.27, except for significant long-term wave counts, full channel extension, so forth and so on. And I gotta be honest, there is a 1 5/8 extension beyond all this, a Fibonacci extension at 229 a barrel. So I think that is a realistic target, and that could happen within a matter of weeks if we close above the 147.27 mark at the end of any week. So that's that. But if we close back below 114.89 at the end of this week, then we can fall to 92.03 pretty quickly. And if we close below 92.03, good annual high. The market should then ease back into later year. But we're a long way from that right now. And I'll kind of let you read into that, what I'm about to show you with regard to ExxonMobil. This is a weekly chart going back about 30 years. And we've got a meaningful long-term channel top. That is, it basically includes trade all the way back to 06, 07, 08. So, it's about, we'll just call it a 15-year channel top. And you can see it here. I'm going to zoom in here in a moment. There's also a rising channel top, nearer term. And by nearer term, I'm talking a 2-year rising channel top. So they're both really longer term formations in the overall scheme of things. And you can see the channel convergence here. They're very close to each other. Let's zoom in on the red box and take a look a little closer. And I'll show you that descending 15-year channel top is at 87.23 this week. It's dropping 4 cents a week. This is the week of Monday, March 7th. You can ascertain the exact location of this channel top. I don't need to really update you by video in the weeks ahead. You can do this yourself. So the week of Monday, March 14th, it'll be 87.19, so forth and so on. And a settlement above that formation by a 1% margin. And I'll give you that in a moment. Well, actually, this week, that's 88.10, FYI. So, if we close this week, Friday, at the end of the week of March 7th, that would be March 11th, if I'm doing my math correctly. Then a settlement Friday, March 11th of 88.10 or higher would signal a longer-term bullish continuation over the next several months. And I'll give you that in a moment. But I just also wanted to show that there is a convergence of two channel structures here. The rising channel top is at 85.82. Now, we've taken that channel top out by just a bit. We've backed off. We're now presently below it. And it's rising at 45 cents or 0.45 cents a week. Let's zoom in just a little bit more. And this begins to make more sense. You can see the convergence of these two. So we are testing a meaningful longer-term resistance area. This 87.23 in particular, the longer-term one, able to contain annual buying pressures. And, obviously this is going to hinge a lot on what's going on in the underlying crude oil market. So if crude pushes through that 147 and change level I showed earlier and heads on up to 229 a barrel, well, I would have to assume that Exxon will close above that 87.23 formation by the full 1% margin, 88.10 this week. But until then, we can quite easily from here, well, easily is probably a stretch, but I want to say that the mid-60s are in reach again, and I'm going to put this over the next 3 to 5 months. Holding below 87.23, you've got a 63.15 rising channel bottom that's based entirely so far on this week's high. So this is more for reference. I don't think you can hang your hat on 63.15 just yet. But in the weeks ahead, if we happen to back away from present price levels, then yes, it is a fully valid rising channel bottom that would be considered in reach over the next 3 to 5 months. So there's other things going on here in the mid-60s. You've got old lows, 2015 of 66.55 and in 2019 of 64.65. So that whole area, I'm going to say, is in reach. Perhaps over the next 3 to 5 months, I think the downside trigger, at least initially, that would sort of underscore that possibility would be a settlement this week back below the early February high of 83.08. So if we close below 83.08 at the end of this week, March 11th, then I think we have the makings of a good high, and this market can ease back. It may actually do so within a month or two, depending, but I'd give it 3 to 5 months. I think at the very most, where we could fall back from the upper 80s into the mid 60s over that time frame. So, if we're testing this 87.23 formation, I'll just put it out there. I don't know, 65 puts that don't expire until at least, say, July or September, something like that, a 3 to 5 month time horizon, so that, if it takes its time going down, if it takes the full 3 to 5 months, you don't have a lot of time decay eating away at that potential profit. So you want decent delta. You'll be paying more for those puts, of course. And obviously, if you're an experienced options trader, you'll have your own ideas about this and how to avoid the time decay element, but I wouldn't buy options expiring a month from now, even though they're less expensive. And I'm talking out of the money puts, perhaps 65 puts. Let's talk upside. Once again, if we do close above the 87.23 channel top by a full 1% margin this week at 88.10, and that'll be a number that drops a little bit every week that's in synchrony with that 87.23 channel top, then I think it's a pretty safe bet we'll retest that 2014 high of 104.76, and that could also be in a matter of weeks, but I would give that 3 to 5 months under most volatility time or volatility constraints. But we could have a spike in volatility once again if we get up to $200 a barrel in a hurry. If they shut down Russian buying, the buying of Russian oil, then it could be a hurry. We could close above 87.23 at the end of this week, and then in very quick order be at 104.76 in ExxonMobil, symbol XOM. I know you're familiar with this stock. I think that pretty much rounds it out for this particular stock pick. Please click like and subscribe, and consider becoming a wickedstocks.com premium member. Go to the wickedstocks.com website. We're presently offering half off. And so you would go into the premium membership, click your payment information, and then the coupon code is half off, all one phrase, all caps, and you'll have half off your first month. Subscriptions start at $25 and top out at $50, where you can get everything, and that would be $25 for your first month. So give it some consideration. We have several stock picks a week, one of which lands on YouTube. The several others are all part of the premium membership, and we also do Daily SPY, Daily Triple Q, Weekly DIA, Weekly IWM, and Weekly Bitcoin. That's all I've got. You have a great day, and we will talk soon.